City lights, lonely nights. Rachel felt swallowed by the city. Towering buildings replaced open skies. The constant hum of traffic drowned out the chirping birds she once loved. Every day was a struggle to adjust, to find her place in this concrete jungle. Her only solace was the small grocery store down the street. It was her anchor, a familiar haven in the swirling chaos.
Each evening, I found myself drawn to the store's warm glow. I'd meticulously scan the aisles, picking out the same staples: bread, milk, a single apple. The routine was comforting, a small piece of normalcy in my topsy-turvy world. Little did I know someone was watching, observing my quiet struggles with a kind heart.
The watchful grocer. Boaz, the store owner, had a knack for remembering faces. He wasn't just a grocer, he was a pillar of the community, always ready with a smile and a kind word. He saw the loneliness in Rachel's eyes, the way she seemed to shrink into herself amidst the bustling crowd. It was as if the noise and activity around her only amplified her solitude. He noticed her hesitation, the way her hand lingered over a bruised peach before placing it back with a sigh. It wasn't just about the fruit, it was a metaphor for her life, filled with small disappointments and unspoken sorrows. He saw a reflection of his own initial struggles in a new city, the yearning for connection, for a friendly face. Boaz remembered the days when he felt like an outsider, the times he wished someone would reach out to him.
I wasn't one to pry, but something about Rachel tugged at my heartstrings. Her quiet demeanor and the sadness in her eyes spoke volumes. I found myself making small talk, asking about her day, her life in the city. I wanted to know more about her, to understand the story behind those eyes. I offered suggestions for the freshest produce, the tastiest bread. I wanted her to feel that someone cared, that she wasn't invisible in this vast city. I wanted to chip away at the wall she had built, to offer a sliver of warmth in the coldness of the city. Every small interaction was a step towards breaking down that barrier, towards making her feel seen and valued. Over time, these small gestures began to add up. Rachel started to open up, sharing snippets of her life, her dreams, and her fears. It was a slow process, but Boaz was patient. The grocery store became more than just a place to buy food. It became a sanctuary, a place where connections were made and friendships blossomed. Boaz's watchful eye and kind heart made all the difference.
A gesture of grace. One particularly dreary evening, as Rachel stood at the counter, her shoulders slumped with fatigue, Boaz decided to act. He noticed the single apple in her basket, the only splash of color amidst the mundane.
Let me add some oranges for a bit of sunshine.
Rachel looked up, startled. His words were simple, yet they held a depth of understanding that surprised her.
"Thank you," she whispered, her voice thick with emotion.
Thawing the frost. That night, as Rachel savored the sweetness of the orange, she felt a glimmer of hope. The vibrant citrus flavor was a stark contrast to the cold, bleak winter she had been enduring, both outside and within her heart. Boaz's simple gesture, the unexpected kindness, had chipped away at the wall around her heart. It was more than just an orange. It was a symbol of warmth and care in a world that often felt indifferent. It was a reminder that even in the anonymity of the city, human connection was possible. Amidst the hustle and bustle, there were moments of genuine human interaction that could thaw even the coldest of hearts. She went to bed that night feeling lighter, a sense of warmth spreading through her. The simple act of kindness had ignited a spark within her, melting away the frost that had settled over her spirit.
The next day, I found myself drawn back to the store. It wasn't just a place to buy food anymore. It had become a beacon of hope and connection. This time, it wasn't just for groceries. I was seeking the warmth and the sense of belonging that Boaz's kindness had ignited within me. The store had transformed into a place where I felt seen and valued. It was for the warmth, the sense of belonging that Boaz's kindness had ignited within me. The simple interactions, the smiles, and the conversations had become a source of comfort and joy.
As she approached the counter, Boaz greeted her with a smile, his eyes crinkling at the corners. His presence was a reminder that kindness still existed in the world, and it had the power to change lives.
The oranges, they were good? His question was simple, but it carried a weight of genuine concern and care, making Rachel feel truly seen and appreciated.
The language of tomatoes. And so began their unlikely friendship.
Each day I found solace in our conversations, our shared laughter over bruised tomatoes and the perfect avocados.
With my patient demeanor and gentle humor, I became her confidant, a steady presence in her ever-shifting world.
He listened without judgment as she shared her anxieties about the city, her hopes for the future.
I learned about Boaz's life, his journey as an immigrant, his love for his neighborhood, his quiet pride in his little store.
They discovered a shared love for classic literature, spending hours discussing their favorite authors and characters.
The grocery store, once a symbol of my loneliness, transformed into a haven of shared passions and budding friendship.
Shared stories, shared lives. As weeks turned into months, their bond deepened.
We began venturing beyond the grocery store, sharing walks in the nearby park, exploring hidden cafes tucked away in bustling streets.
Rachel found herself opening up to Boaz in ways she never thought possible.
His quiet strength and unwavering belief in me helped me find my own footing in the city.
Boaz, too, felt a shift in his own life.
Rachel's vibrant spirit and infectious laughter brought a renewed sense of joy to my days.
He found himself looking forward to their conversations, their shared silences filled with unspoken understanding.
I realized that what began as a simple act of kindness had blossomed into something deeper, something precious.
A walk in the park. One crisp autumn afternoon, as they strolled through the park, leaves crunching underfoot, Boaz reached for Rachel's hand. The touch was hesitant, yet filled with an unspoken tenderness that made her heart skip a beat. They walked hand in hand, their silence speaking volumes. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the park, Boaz turned to Rachel, his eyes filled with a warmth that mirrored the setting sun.
You make this city feel like home.
His voice was a low murmur.
My breath hitched in my throat.
She realized with a sudden clarity that he was her home, the anchor she had been searching for in the vastness of the city. Their love story wasn't a whirlwind romance. It was a slow burn, a gentle unfolding of two souls finding solace and strength in each other. It blossomed amidst the mundane routines of grocery shopping, in the shared laughter over imperfect produce, in the quiet understanding that transcended words.
The city, once a symbol of loneliness, became a backdrop for our love story, a testament to the power of human connection.
We found beauty in the everyday, our love a quiet rebellion against the city's indifference.
Their love story was a reminder that even in the most unexpected places, amidst the concrete and chaos, the human heart yearns for connection, for kindness, for love. With Boaz by her side, Rachel no longer felt lost in the city's labyrinthine streets. She discovered a newfound confidence, her steps lighter, her smile brighter.
The city, once cold and impersonal, now seemed to shimmer with possibility, a reflection of the love blooming in my heart.
Our grocery store, our sanctuary, became a favorite haunt for our growing circle of friends.
It was a place where laughter mingled with the scent of freshly baked bread, where stories were shared over cups of steaming coffee, where the warmth of human connection radiated outward, touching everyone who crossed its threshold. Their love story was a testament to the extraordinary found in the ordinary. It was a journey that began with the simplest of moments that many might overlook or take for granted. It was a reminder that love doesn't always announce itself with grand gestures and sweeping declarations. Instead, it often whispers softly, weaving itself into the fabric of everyday life.
Sometimes it unfolds quietly, like a delicate flower blooming in the early morning light, in the shared glances across a crowded room, where a single look can speak volumes, in the simple act of sharing an orange, a gesture that holds more meaning than words ever could, in the comforting rhythm of two souls finding their way back to each other, time and time again, no matter the distance or the obstacles.
We found love in the unlikeliest of places, in the aisles of a grocery store where we least expected it, amidst the canned goods and fresh produce, where the mundane became magical, our hearts blossoming alongside the herbs and spices that lined the shelves of our beloved grocery store. Each visit became a new chapter in our love story, filled with laughter and discovery.
Their love story was a beacon of hope, shining brightly in a world that often felt cold and indifferent. It showed that love could be found in the most unexpected places, a testament to the enduring power of human connection in a world that often felt cold and indifferent. It reminded us all that love, in its purest form, is always worth waiting for and cherishing when it arrives. In the heart of the city, amidst the relentless pace of urban life, Rachel and Boaz cultivated a love that was both tender and resilient.
Our love story was a quiet revolution, a reminder that even in the most unexpected of places, kindness could blossom into love.
And that sometimes, the greatest treasures are found not in grand gestures, but in the simple, everyday moments of shared humanity.
Their love story was a heart's harvest, a testament to the enduring power of connection, even in the most bustling of cities.